Hello, welcome to a new series for Bellwright. Now, I know if some of you have been following the previous series, we may not have finished that one, but so many updates have come up since then, especially with the advent of a lot of different mods. That's going to make starting the series a little bit easier for me, plus the fact that we actually had a request, so I am going to go ahead and do a new series. The old one probably would have issues with all the new stuff that was added in the August update, so we're going to go ahead and start a new series. We still at this point, because I wanted to show you some of the things that they added in the August update. One of them was not more character creation options. We're still sitting at 5 facial hair, 3 different types of hair. I mean, we got some heads to choose from, but you still can't modify it the way you want. There's no sliders to like move chins, noses, eyes, anything like that. So it is what it is at this point, but customized games. So here is something that has added a lot of new stuff, and what I mean by that is we could literally turn off raids, raid frequency, raid strength, party frequency. You've got food spoilage, hunger speed. So a lot of the stuff that they've added has come down here. So they've always had the ability to turn off raids, even on outposts. And I'm gonna keep those because it takes away some of the fun, and I'm gonna keep these on as well. I am gonna keep simultaneous attacks turned off because, as much as I would love to say that I could always build up a settlement to where they could defend themselves, it'll be that one time. Now here are some of the things that have changed. So we've got armor skill requirements and weapon skill requirements. I want to see what those are, so we're going to keep those on. Range damage, you can push up to 400%. So if you really are not a huge combat fan, you might as well just put all these up so you can just decimate everyone very quickly. Skills learning speed, so this goes into reading those books. You can go from 100 to 400%. So, unlike some of the mods that I have showcased on Bellwright, these are not instantaneous reads where you get the skills, but instead of, I believe it's 9 in-game hours for a beginner's book, if you increase that to 400%, it's just going to go 4 times faster, right? So, instead of 9 hours, you would take a quarter of that, which would be just two and a quarter. So 2.25 hours in game. Not bad, right? Not horrible. It's still not instantaneous, which a lot of people would prefer, especially with the fact that later in the game, getting the skills you need up to, say, the 7 or 8 limit, which is some of the requirements for some of the things you have to build, craft, or repair, is definitely frustrating, especially when you've been able to hire all these really good people, but then all of a sudden your highest henchman has a crafting skill of like 6 and you need it to be 8, and it's going to take way too long, and you're going to be sitting there for days and days and days just waiting. Part of the game, right? However, some people do not find that fun. Some people enjoy the grind, some people do not. Not going to judge. I've done both. I played Final Fantasy 1 on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and you want to talk about grindy. I played EverQuest when it first came out, one of the first MMOs. Talk about grindy. So I don't mind either way. So we are going to keep skill learning speed where it is. Equipment breaking speed. So this is one of those where I understand the concept. I don't want to think that everything is unbreakable and will last forever. However, for purposes of gameplay and for what I will enjoy creating this series, No, we're gonna have that all the way down to 25%. So it's gonna take 4 times as long to break a tool. That way, I don't have to worry so much when I'm out doing stuff, hoping that my villagers have all the tools they need. Same for hunger speed. I don't mind having to eat all the time, but it can be, I don't want to say tedious or annoying, but I mean, if you die, you lose all of the hunger benefit or food benefits you had anyway. So gonna put that also down to 25%. And food spoilage speed. So, food spoilage speed. This is one of those that can irk people a lot of different ways. For me, I think that food should not spoil nearly as fast as it does. I get it in real life. If I were to cook meat and then just leave it in a box for a couple of hours, it would spoil horribly and cause you some very, very bad distress. But this is a game where if I wanted to micromanage food for when I get to that point, 30, 40, 100 villagers and henchmen that I have, it would get real tedious and micromanagey real fast. So I'm not going to go all the way down to 25. However, I am going to say give me double the time on food. That way, at a minimum, I won't have so much spoiled food all the time. I'll certainly have enough to do any of the fertilizer projects that we need to. Yes. So this is what mine is going to look like. Feel free, when you guys and girls do your playthroughs, like, fiddle with this stuff. I'm very curious, what happens if you put range damage at 400%? Like, do you one-shot people with heavy armor on when you hit them in the foot? I mean, have fun with it. I'm going to do it this way just because and maybe I up the ranged damage. I don't know. But this is what I'm going to start with. Hopefully everything will go good. So let's go ahead and hit play. All right, we are started. I could have swore I turned off all of the little tutorials, but let's just go ahead and get these. Yeah, okay. If you guys want to see what these things said, or if you played it yourself and you just don't remember, my previous playthrough, I literally read every single thing. Well, maybe it was my first playthrough. I literally read through everything. So if you want to check that out. Let's see what we get here. Large piece of smoked meat and berry jam. That's not bad. Torn piece of paper, last words, don't care. Alright, so that should do that. Alright, let's go talk to the village. I am going to pick up a few things while I'm out here because I know I'm going to need stuff. But yeah, next stop, the villagers. Alright, hey.
I think we need to talk, traveler.
So, Braun, yes, we do.
Around here. And new faces showing up rarely ends well for
Ouch.
this village.
That hurts.
I have a duty to my village first and foremost. I need to know who you are and why you came here.
I mean you no harm.
Looking for answers, huh? In a perfect world, I could give you all the information you need and you could be on your way. But speaking openly can be a death sentence these days. As long as you're asking questions, you're putting us in danger.
Well, can I at least stay for a minute?
No. But you have my permission to build a shelter on the outskirts of the village.
Okay.
Come back once you're set up, and maybe you can earn your keep.
Alright, I guess I gotta earn trust some way. Thanks. Alright. Now, where to build? Now, I've shown you what a building looks like close to the crossroads. So, talking about, if you follow the road that you can see kind of in the distance there, all the way to where you see the slightly bigger rock in the middle of the field, we've gone around that area. Now, the only unfortunate part is if I were to, say, build over there instead of over here, I still would have proximity issues building a townhouse because it needs to be a certain distance away from villages. It that area right over there, because the very first time I played this game, like when it was still in alpha, I think, I built right over there, and it was okay to start. Has a lot of good resources, but I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad it was in alpha and I didn't get super far, because had I built up everything I did for a first playthrough and couldn't have built a town hall there because it was too close to the town, I would have been so mad. The nice thing is there's an herbalist right over there, so easy to get somewhere, possibly even sell stuff. But the nice thing about, say, doing it right around here is the second time I played, I was just like, oh, okay, I'll build right here. I see all these little fields, flax. We got hemp over here. We got trees. We got the forest that's just right over there. I was like, this is going to be a great area. And this, because you couldn't cut it down until you got to... I don't have any room. Until you got the level 2 axe, I was just like, oh, I could just build around this and it will be like a nice little landscape. Then this was too close for the town hall. So built over here. We did our last playthrough. Our first village was started literally right here. Not bad, especially with the forest right there. The only really unfortunate part was not as many of these little fields of plants as I would have liked, but we had plenty of mushrooms. The only other place that I was like really highly considering was at this crossroad right here, and was over here. It's a decent area. The unfortunate part is it's quite a ways away from the village, which means a lot of walking for the first few days. But you have a steady source of tin right over there. You have the mud right here, which you don't have to travel for. You even got more mud over there. And you've still got some forest here. You would eventually have to like build quite a ways that way to keep getting wood, and it would mean that villagers would have to go farther and further and farther. The only other option was to build right over here. The unfortunate part is, as you can see, there are red dots on the map, and those are wolves. Wolves would probably destroy me now, especially being level 1. So always be careful building a beginner settlement near a road, like super near a road, because bandits and brigands may traverse those roads, and your people may not be protected like you would want them to be. But I think what I'm gonna do is I still like the thought of being close to some of these flower patch areas, along with the mushrooms and the rocks, but it's always a hassle to get to Riverreed, which is right over here. So I think what I'm going to do is, oh, I didn't mean to do that. I think I'm gonna build over here, and we're gonna cross over this road. Now, fortunately, bandits and brigands don't really come through this road, so should be good. So we're gonna start over here, but we're gonna build that way. So let's see. Build a personal shack. So we need a place construction site. You know, we'll put it close to the road. That way I can build fast travel. Actually, wait a minute. Come on. There we go. Let's put it right here. Right in this road fork. That way we could take this road straight over to the village if we want to. We can take this road straight to some mining and to fishermen. And this road to go to some of the other villages. Alright, I like it. So, I don't have a whole lot of flax, but I should have Almost enough wood. All right, so what I'm going to do now is kind of finish up this quest, get to Lubomir, and then we will pick up where we left off. All right, we're pretty well set up. We still got an hour and a half before places will open and I can talk to people. So on my way back to the village, that way, by the way, I'm going to take this this trail right here. We got a few things set up. So we've got our own personal area here where we can put some stuff. I might as well take this again. But we found some tin ore when we first started the game. We've got 2 camp chests here, mostly just for additional storage. Right now, this one is straight full of flax. And this one has some logs and some hemp and so on. But I also built 2 more camp storages over here because I know we're going to need the storage. Mostly because it'll be a minute before we can research and create the next level of storage. Maybe not super long, but long enough. There are other priorities that we have to have. Which reminds me, we also have the research desk that has everything we need for a foraging camp. These should last, and if they don't, we can replace them. But yeah, we're ready to build that foraging camp because I am going to need Lubomir to do some extra work. And considering in the August update they updated him a little bit better, maybe we will get a little bit more out of him, and maybe we won't want to get rid of him the first sign of a good villager pops up. But we also have the Simple Craft workbench. I have this storage where you can open it on this side for the campfire. We have 1 housing tent. We have 2 housing tents. We have 3 housing tents. Now, the reason why this one is so far away and kind of in the trees here is because of that super special debuff where if the people live too close to each other, they get, I don't know, upset that they have neighbors. But yeah, so we've got enough for 6 villagers to, right now, we could have 6 more villagers. We've already got everything built that we can build. We've got extra storage. We've got almost 50 flax. Wood is a little bit easier to find than flax, which is why I went around picking it up like this right here. And it looks like 6 o'clock has come around. As you saw, a new home, the quest has updated. We now need to go talk to Dobrun, however you want to pronounce his name. Knowledge books used to expand your own abilities, and if you select the button P, you'll get to see them. Can greatly improve skill mastery, but more advanced books require sufficient knowledge. So let's just go ahead. Let's see, this is two-handed. Sure, why not? Go ahead and read. As you can see, it takes 30 minutes, and it's going to give me close to 500 experience. So let's see if they mean 30 minutes in-game or 30 minutes real-time. I really hope they don't mean 30 minutes real-time, but let's see. It is 7 o'clock. So let's see if we get that experience at 7:30, which would be about the time that I'll finish talking to the village
you can
elder.
spare, kind soul?
All right, it has been 30 minutes. Let's check out our abilities. Two-handed has not gone up yet, so literal 30 minutes real time. So that's really unfortunate because in the past it only took about 9 minutes. But at a minimum, we now know. Hello, cat. I will pet you. Yes, thank you. All right, let's go get Lubomir. Hello, Lubomir.
What are you looking for? It's dangerous to wander around the woods alone. Haven't you heard about wolves or bandits lurking in this area?
I have, actually.
You don't look like the hunting type, so what are you doing here?
That's kind of mean, but either way, the Elder
people in
sent me.
Herondine, of course, now they need me. I'm not going to work with them.
Yeah, I don't want you to work with them. I
Tell
want
him
you to work
there's
for
no
me.
respect for my craft. He doesn't value everything I've contributed to that damned village. And until he does, they can fend for themselves.
Ouch, that's kind of harsh. Can you help me at
You're
least?
asking for help, but you don't know a thing about me or what I went through. I used to be a respected member of the community. I even could have been an elder if I wanted. But they degraded me because I refused to be a slave to Ashbourne's puppets. So I left. I still tried to contribute from a distance, providing them with fur, food, and creating traps for the sake of the village. But they wanted more. When I asked for better pay, the elder said no and actually warned me not to ask again. At one point, he said he'd speak to the brigands about my behavior.
Listen, I don't want to defend anyone, but that does sound
Yeah,
right.
well, the fine people of Herondine don't agree with you. That's why I want to leave that life behind.
What do you mean?
Let's make an arrangement. You need traps, and I can teach you how to make them so you can catch smaller animals. You look like someone who can get things done.
Dang
I don't
Skippy.
know why, but I feel like you have a lot going on inside your head. I'm willing to join you if you provide me with shelter and food. Together, we can make each other's lives easier in this land. So, can we cooperate?
All right, let's see. All right, a little bit of a boost. Weirdly enough, his hunting skill isn't as good as his cooking skill, but I'm okay with that. Researching and cooking are above normal, so are shields two-handed, agility, and strength. So he could do archery with the 2 agility. Yep. All right. I think it's possible. Join me. New villager joins your cause. Very, very nice. Now let's go ahead and get him set up. So, not bad. I mean, a little bit better. I want to say the first time around when you played before this update anyway, he had some pretty low ball skills. Like I think the best one he had was like a 4, maybe a 5. Maybe his hunting was a 5, and everything else was a 4 that actually had decent a decent number attached to it, but. Either way, let's go ahead and settlement. Yeah, okay. Population. Go ahead and be a worker. Now let's set research needs to be highest. Cooking needs to be a close second. I'm going to have him not worry about crafting. All right. So he's content. Very nice. Lubomir is already doing the research, which is good. We need to get that, what I was about to say scavenging. Foraging camp. We need to get that foraging camp up and running. All right, Elder.
Did you manage to convince him?
I sure did.
That's good, really impressive. Unfortunately, that's not the end. I need something more from you. You see, we have a problem with
Of
ruins,
course you
and someone
do.
has to take care of them.
Have you lost your
You
mind?
showed me you're true to your word, but I need more to trust you. Will you do it for me or not?
Yeah, fine, whatever. I specifically didn't do the pelt because I knew I wouldn't be able to get this quest today if I waited for the pelts. I even set up 3 traps, but by the time I was ready to leave, there was just they weren't full yet, so I'm just gonna have to go from there. But yeah, I wanted to get started on that quest. That way I could take out the wolves at nighttime, hopefully, with my my club, since I won't have a bow and arrow just yet. We're still building buildings. And, oh, of course I can't. Boo. Come on, nope, can't get that. Any of these? Oh, I can get that one. But yeah, we're gonna focus on building buildings, but I'm gonna have to club some baby seals. I mean wolves to death here in just a minute. But You can even see the light radiating over there. That's nice. We got a new camp built up. Logging is next to be the next building to be built, and I believe we are currently working on. What are we working on right now? Well, he's felling some trees, so obviously he needs some logs. Did we already finish that, or did you need more stuff here? Ah, he needed one. That's right, we're doing the stockpile. I wanted to get the stockpile up and going next. But yeah, we're finished with day 2. I think we've done enough for now. Oh, now I have pelts ready to be picked up, of course. But by the time I would have gotten them, they would have already went to sleep anyway. As you can see, the lights are turning on. Let's see, stockpile. So, lots of stuff has opened up. I think the Weaver Loom, but I need River Reed for that. Trapper's Camp, maybe, but I need the Weaver's Loom for the simple cord. You know what? Let's go with Mining Camp. And then the, I think, the Bloomery. So we'll do Mining Camp next. Also remember, because he's out there doing stuff right now, but there is a trick. If you put him in your party, he will follow you no matter what time of night, and you can actually command him to pick stuff up. Like I could command him to get all of these mushrooms if I wanted to. I'm surprised he actually hasn't done any cooking yet. But, you know, that's okay. But yeah, that is going to do it for the first episode. I just wanted to show you those sliders and see what's going on with Lubomir here. And he seems to be doing a little bit better. We definitely need to focus on weapons, armor, and building up the camp for the next episode. But that is going to do it for our first introductory or first episode for the new series. Like and subscribe for more content, and as always, I will see you in the next video.